appropriate application of cosmetics hardly seemed relevant in the greater scheme of my troubles. I went through the motions for the sake of the Queen's command, but my heart was filled with defiance. I covered my face with white powder. A filigreed silver amphora held freshly made kohl, which I applied to my brown eyes with an unsteady hand. There was a red pot for my cheeks and another for my lips. These I applied with faint hope that I put the right one on the appropriate feature. When I had finished using every single luxurious item sent by Damaspia, I examined myself in the mirror and gasped. I looked hideous. I had used too much white powder, and against my strong, never-plucked eyebrows, which joined in the middle of my forehead, the feigned whiteness of colour overlaying my skin made me look more like a corpse than a living woman. With some discomfort, I began to realize why Persian women removed excess hair, for my downy moustache sat atop my naturally red lips like an insect over a ripe berry. The image in the mirror squeezed every last drop of bravado and defiance out of me. Before I could wipe my face, one of Damaspia's ladies-in-waiting rushed into my room. "Where have you been? Everyone has been assembled." "Great holy fires! What have you done to yourself?" I was about to clean my face and start again. "There's no time!" she wailed. "Won't you please help me?" I begged, taking a step toward her, finally panicking at the thought of the disgrace that surely awaited me. She lifted a hand to her mouth and nose. "What have you been doing? Chewing on raw garlic all morning? Your breath reeks!" I slapped a hand in front of my mouth. "What do I do?" "There's no time," she said again. "You already run the risk of offending the Queen, not to mention Lord Vivan and his son, by tarrying so long. Quickly, put on your robe and let us go." Caught in a dream-like trance, I hardly noticed the splendor that passed before my eyes as I ran. The Queen's handmaiden pulled me behind her, forcing me to keep up with her hurried steps, the clicking of our heels echoing on the stone floors. And then, with an awkward turn, we arrived. I heard the twitters before I was able to concentrate enough to see the faces. The scene that greeted me made me lose my power to move. Strangers covering laughter behind raised hands. Damaspia looking outraged. Nehemiah's mouth open with utter shock. My father, head bowed, hands trembling. And then I saw him, my bridegroom. Instantly I recognized the vivid green eyes, the molded face, the broad shoulders. Darius Pasargadi was none other than my lion hunter. For a fraction of a moment I saw a myriad of expressions flash over his face: perplexity, shock, embarrassment, betrayal, wrath. Then suddenly it was as if he pulled a veil over his features. His face became inscrutable, a stony mask that gave nothing away. I turned to leave, to run away from this devastating disgrace, to free Darius Pasargadi from the humiliation I had brought upon him. An iron hand closed about my wrist. To my amazement, I found that it was the king himself who held me in his grip. With the added height of his kidaris, the gold-fluted crown of royalty on his head, he towered over me like a giant. "I don't know what you're about, girl, but you must finish what you started. You will shame him more if you run now." I managed to jerk my head into a nod.